How y'all doing? I'm Zavier Moore. I'm a baseball player at Southern University, and I'm from right here in Shreveport, Louisiana. This right here is my little mini-me, my sister Cassidy. Some of y'all may know her. We actually didn't become friends till very recently, a few years ago, but now we don't leave each other's side. Right here is my entire family, Cassidy, my mom and dad, Ricky and Tammy. And these are actually her taking her senior pictures while we continue to photobomb them. And here's a little bit more of extended family. My niece and nephew, Carter and Carly, my brother and his wife, Corey and Toya, at a baseball game down in New Orleans, little surprise trip. Don't get to see them too often. And here, probably a big swing and a miss. This is one of our conference games and my favorite jerseys, actually, but a pretty good time. This is opening night against UNO, and this is just our prayer circle right before we get ready to head out to the game, just giving thanks and praying that we all stay safe. All right. Today, I talked to Pastor Evan probably about a week ago about doing this, and thank you for the opportunity. And he told me I could talk about whatever I wanted to, and I came up with almost nothing. So he told me that y'all are going to start a new series called Better For It, which is essentially at first talking about coronavirus and how it's affecting everyone. And I talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people say that it's been devastating. To some people, they say it's been good. Some people say that it's just been a hard, tough time. And to me, I think that corona was God making us take a step backwards. There's a lot of good in the world, but there's also just a lot of bad going on. And there are so many distractions, whether it's our sports, our job, music, hobbies, whatever it is. And I think that God just took everything away almost temporarily to refocus us back on Him. And now Corona is going to be a part of all of our stories. And honestly, we probably don't really know what to expect when we get back to the new normal. Me and my family went to go eat the other day and stayed at the door for about 5 to 10 minutes, not even knowing if we could sit down or where to sit down at. But I have 4 points about keeping faith when things don't go as planned and learning while in the midst of a hard time. Lord lets things happen for us rather than to us. This was tough for me to understand when I was a little bit younger. A couple times I've been through injuries, knee injuries specifically, that were supposed to be career ending, and they weren't, actually. But anytime you go through something, especially an injury for athletes, you just start questioning everything. You question God, asking, why would you do this to me? Why would you let this happen? And I really should have been asking, what can I learn from this? And what are you doing for me? And I think that's a mindset that a lot of people can take on and try to find the positivity in just a bunch of tough times. We can try to see what we can learn, whether that's patience, compassion, or obedience, and just see areas we can grow in. And my next point, faith over fear. Faith over fear is something we hear all the time, and I try to live by it. Whenever people hear the word fear, they think of things that they know they're scared of. Maybe monsters, spiders, snakes. For me, I will never, ever not be afraid of snakes. And some people just the dark. But in actuality, a lot of people are just scared of what they don't know. And that might be the future, outcomes of situations. And some people are even terrified of success, honestly. And in the Bible, it commands us not to fear. Isaiah 43:1 says, "Don't fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name, and you are mine." And right there, God literally just commands us not to fear. He says He has us, and no matter what situation or what the unknown is, God has made a promise to us that I have faith that He'll keep. Next, there is positivity in our past. We often refer back to our past, and we think about all the negativity in it. We only spotlight the negative, what could have happened, what should have happened, and a lot of times, what I've heard before, we rewind and we don't refer. We rewind back to the place that we were in the past instead of referring back and taking the chance to think of all the things God has truly done for us. Just take a moment to reflect on everything we've come through, everything He's brought us through, and how good He's been for us, and how great He is, and how He's always there for us. And to look up when things look down. When things aren't going our way, we tend to turn to almost anything. We turn to maybe music, we turn to our hobbies, we turn to our friends, we turn to bad habits a lot of times. And sometimes we shut down and keep to ourselves. And we do everything but go to God with it. who is where all of our help comes from. And no matter what is going on in our life, we always have someone that we can go to guide us in the right direction, rather that's whatever it may be. God is everywhere. God's in our church. He's in the schools. He's in our homes. He's on our fields. He's on our courts. He's everywhere. No matter anything he allows us to go through, there's something to take away from it. And we just have to remind ourselves and refocus our hearts to always find a way to come out of a situation better for it.